Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a cycle, unable to move forward, as if something or someone else is controlling your destiny? Do you wonder if the power to change, to truly live life on your terms, is really within you? Or do you feel like a spectator in your own story, waiting for a hero to rescue you? What if I told you that the hero you've been waiting for is you? Imagine this. You've faced countless challenges, each one leaving its mark. But what if you could see those challenges not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth? What if the struggles you face could be the very stepping stones to uncovering the strength and wisdom that lie deep within you? This is the essence of being your own hero. The power to shape your life, to rise above every difficulty, is within your grasp. Welcome to Wisdom Woven, where we explore life-changing insights to help you unlock your true potential. In this video, we'll dive deep into what it means to be your own hero. Through simple, yet profound, wisdom rooted in Buddhism, we'll guide you to a place where you can stand strong, confident, and fully in control of your own journey. There are so many views on this channel, but only 0.2% of viewers subscribe. So please like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel now. By subscribing, you're taking the first step toward becoming the hero of your own life. Don't miss out on the wisdom that can transform your life forever. Stay with us as we unravel the secrets to becoming the best version of yourself. As we begin this journey together, remember, you are not a victim of circumstances. You are the creator of your own story. It all starts with a single realization, that the hero you seek is already within you. Overcoming self-doubt and fear. In the quiet of your heart, do you hear a whisper? It is the voice of doubt, telling you that you are not enough, that you are not capable. Fear has a way of creeping into your thoughts, pulling you back from your true potential. It tells you that failure is inevitable, that success is meant for others, not for you. This voice is loud and persistent, yet it is not the truth of who you are. Self-doubt and fear are like clouds that cover the sun. They block the warmth, the clarity, the light that is naturally within you. But remember this, just as the clouds are not the sky, fear and doubt are not the essence of who you are. They are passing, temporary, and they do not define you. The sun is always there, waiting to shine through. When the winds of fear blow fiercely, take a moment to pause. Breathe, inhale deeply, and feel the air fill your lungs. Exhale slowly, letting go of tension. The practice of breathing helps you return to the present moment, away from the grip of your anxieties. Fear often lives in the future, in what might happen, but you are not there yet. You are here, right now, and right now, you are safe. You are whole. Self-doubt often comes from comparison. You look at others and see their success, their accomplishments, and you wonder why you cannot have the same. But do not forget, the path of others is not your path. Your journey is uniquely yours. Just as a flower does not compare itself to another flower, you too must learn to embrace your own path with patience and trust. A Zen master once said, "The obstacle is the path." This means that the very things you fear, the doubts you have, and the struggles you face are not signs of failure. They are your teachers. Every challenge you encounter is an opportunity to learn more about yourself. Every time you face fear and doubt, you have a chance to overcome them. And with each victory, no matter how small, your confidence will grow. In Buddhism, there is a teaching called shunyata, the idea of emptiness. This does not mean that life is empty or meaningless. Rather, it teaches that nothing is fixed, nothing is permanent. Your fear, your doubt, they are not permanent. They are simply states of mind, fleeting and impermanent. You can let them go. Imagine your self-doubt as a pebble in a stream. At first, it may seem like a heavy burden. You may feel as though it's weighing you down, but if you allow the water to flow over the pebble, it loses its power. The stream, representing your awareness, flows naturally. The pebble, representing doubt, is simply carried along until it is gone. In the same way, you can allow your fears and doubts to pass through you, without letting them take root. The key to overcoming fear is not to fight it, but to understand it. Fear often arises from the unknown, from the uncertainty of what lies ahead. But fear is a teacher. It tells you where you need to grow, where you need to expand your comfort zone. It invites you to step into the unknown, to trust that you are capable of handling whatever comes your way. When fear arises, ask yourself, what is this fear trying to teach me? Is it showing me a place where I need to be more confident? Or is it pointing out a belief I have about myself that no longer serves me? Fear is a messenger. Listen to its message and then let it go. Self-doubt, too, is rooted in fear. It tells you that you are not worthy of success, that you are not good enough. But this is simply an illusion. You are enough, just as you are. The Buddha said, you yourself, as much as anybody in the entire universe, deserve your love and affection. This means that you are deserving of success, of peace, of happiness. You are worthy of every good thing that comes into your life. One of the most powerful tools for overcoming self-doubt and fear is to practice self-compassion. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding that you would offer a dear friend. When doubt arises, instead of criticizing yourself, offer yourself compassion. Remind yourself that it is okay to be imperfect, that it is okay to make mistakes. Mistakes are simply opportunities for growth. They are not signs of failure. They are signs that you are trying, that you are learning, and that you are growing. In Buddhism, there is a practice called metta, or loving-kindness meditation. It is a practice of sending love and compassion to yourself and others. Begin by offering yourself kindness. May I be happy. May I be healthy. May I be safe. May I live with ease. As you repeat these words, feel the warmth of compassion fill your heart. Allow it to dissolve the fear, the doubt, and the uncertainty. As you do this, you are not only healing yourself, but you are also becoming a light for others. The more you cultivate compassion within, the more you will be able to offer it to the world around you. Another important practice in overcoming fear is the cultivation of mindfulness. Mindfulness is the art of being present in each moment, without judgment. When you practice mindfulness, you are fully aware of what is happening right now, without being distracted by past regrets or future worries. Fear often arises when we are trapped in thoughts about the future, imagining worst-case scenarios. But when we focus on the present moment, we realize that the present is all we have. And in the present, there is no fear. There is only peace. To practice mindfulness, simply pay attention to your breath. Feel the rise and fall of your chest with each inhale and exhale. When thoughts of fear or doubt arise, gently return your focus to your breath. Let go of the need to control your thoughts. Just observe them as they come and go. In this way, you will begin to understand that fear and doubt are just thoughts. They are not truths. You can let them pass, just as clouds pass in the sky. The Buddha taught that we are the creators of our own suffering. Fear and doubt are forms of suffering, but they are not permanent. Just as the seasons change, so too do your thoughts and feelings. You are not stuck in a place of fear forever. With practice, with patience, and with self-compassion, you can rise above it. You can be the hero of your own life. Remember, overcoming fear is not about eradicating it completely. Fear will always be there, but it does not have to control you. The more you practice, the more you will develop the strength to face your fears with courage and confidence. You will begin to see fear not as something to avoid, but as something to embrace, a signal that you are on the right path, growing and evolving. And so, each time fear or doubt arises, take a moment to pause, breathe, and then step forward, knowing that you are not alone. You have the power to overcome anything that stands in your way. You are your own hero. The power of self-discipline. In the stillness of a morning, when the world is quiet and your thoughts are free to wander, a question arises. What does it mean to be truly free? We often think freedom means doing whatever we want, whenever we want. But true freedom is not about indulgence. It is about self-discipline. Self-discipline is not a punishment. It is not about restraining yourself from life's pleasures. It is about understanding that every action, every thought, and every habit you nurture shapes your future. It is the quiet force that allows you to make choices aligned with your higher self, your true nature, rather than being swept away by fleeting desires. Think of a river. A river without banks might flow wildly, creating chaos and confusion. But with the banks, the water finds its way. It moves freely, but it is always guided, always on course. In the same way, self-discipline is like the banks of the river. It gives your life direction, purpose, and clarity. But how do we develop self-discipline? It is not something that happens overnight. It starts with small choices, simple actions that align with your deeper intentions. When you wake up in the morning, you decide what kind of day you want to have. You can choose to let the distractions of the world take over, or you can decide to center yourself, to begin with calm and intention. Every small choice you make, whether it's in how you spend your time, how you eat, or how you respond to others, is a reflection of your self-discipline. It is the practice of saying no to the immediate gratification that often leads to regret, and yes to the long-term well-being that creates lasting fulfillment. In Buddhism, this is called renunciation, which does not mean giving up joy or pleasure, but rather understanding that true happiness comes from cultivating a peaceful mind and a clear heart. When we choose to live mindfully, when we say no to distractions and attachments, we open ourselves to a deeper, more authentic form of happiness. There will always be temptations. The mind is full of desires, and our habits are often driven by what we see, hear, and feel in the moment. But when we are disciplined, we can break free from this cycle. Just as a gardener tends to their plants, pruning away the excess so that the plant can grow strong and healthy, we too must prune our habits, thoughts, and desires. Each time we choose what serves us best, we strengthen the root of our discipline, making it easier to act with clarity and purpose. But self-discipline is not about harshness. It is about gentleness with yourself. When you make a mistake, when you fall off track, it is important not to judge yourself too harshly. Buddhism teaches us the importance of compassion, not only toward others, but also toward ourselves. Self-discipline comes from a place of love, not fear. You do not discipline yourself to punish yourself, but to guide yourself toward the best version of who you can be. In every moment, you are faced with a choice. The mind can be like a wild horse, galloping in all directions, pulled by its whims. But through practice, through self-discipline, you can rein in that horse. You can guide it toward a path that serves you. This is not a journey of suppression, but one of transformation. When we discipline the mind, we make space for clarity, for peace, and for wisdom. In Buddhist practice, we often talk about the Eightfold Path, a guide for living a balanced and meaningful life. Right effort, right mindfulness, right action. These are all aspects of self-discipline. They are not separate from who you are, but aspects that help you to cultivate the wisdom and clarity that come from living with intention. Self-discipline, when practiced mindfully, is a form of freedom. It is the freedom from the tyranny of unchecked desire, from the patterns of the past that no longer serve us. It is the freedom to be present, to live with intention, and to shape your life with purpose. Look at the way the seasons change. Every season has its own rhythm, its own order. In the same way, self-discipline creates a natural rhythm in your life. It helps you to act with intention, to speak with kindness, and to live with clarity. When you practice discipline, you begin to see the patterns that arise in your life. You start to recognize the moments when you are acting out of habit, or when your desires are leading you astray. And slowly, gently, you begin to shift those patterns. True self-discipline arises from understanding. It is the understanding that your actions have consequences, that each choice you make is an opportunity to move closer to your true self. When you understand this, discipline becomes not a burden, but a gift. It is the gift of being in control of your life, of shaping it with your intentions rather than being at the mercy of your impulses. Buddhism teaches us that everything is interconnected. Your actions ripple out into the world, affecting not only your own life but the lives of those around you. When you practice self-discipline, you are not just creating a better life for yourself, you are creating a better world for everyone. Each disciplined act, each moment of clarity, creates a ripple that spreads outward, touching everything in its path. In moments of difficulty, when the mind feels restless or the body tired, remember that self-discipline is not about force. It is about gentle persistence, about taking one small step at a time. You don't need to climb the mountain all at once. The path is taken one step at a time, and every step is a victory. The practice of self-discipline is the practice of returning over and over again to the present moment, to the choices that align with your highest good. So, the next time you feel distracted or tempted to stray from your path, remember, self-discipline is your ally, not your enemy. It is the quiet force that will guide you to your higher self, to the hero within. With every small act of discipline, you are stepping into your true power. You are shaping your destiny with intention, with wisdom, and with love. And as you do, you will find that the world around you begins to shift as well, reflecting the clarity and strength you have cultivated within. Embrace the practice of self-discipline, and you will discover a freedom that is deeper and more lasting than anything that comes from indulgence. It is the freedom to be your own hero, to live a life of purpose, peace, and profound wisdom, cultivating mindfulness and awareness. Imagine you are standing by a river. The water flows, it moves, it shifts with the winds, and every ripple is unique. You can't hold onto the water, nor can you stop its flow. It just is. This is how life is, ever-changing, flowing, unpredictable. But there is something you can control, something you can master. It is the way you stand by that river, how you observe, how you respond to the changes around you. In Buddhism, mindfulness is the key to living fully. It is the practice of being present in every moment, seeing things as they are, without judgment, without distraction. When we cultivate mindfulness, we begin to see the truth of our experience. We start to realize that most of our suffering comes not from the events themselves, but from the way we react to them. Mindfulness teaches us to step back, to pause before reacting, and to observe our thoughts, emotions, and actions from a place of clarity. Being mindful is like planting a seed. At first, you may not see the results, but with each moment you choose to be present, the seed of awareness begins to grow. And over time, it transforms your mind, your actions, and your life. You begin to see the world more clearly, not through the filter of past experiences or future worries, but in its purest, most immediate form. Consider this. Have you ever found yourself reacting without thinking? Perhaps you've snapped at someone in anger or acted out of fear without really understanding why. These reactions come from a place of unconscious habit, a place where the mind is not aware. But when you practice mindfulness, you awaken to these automatic responses. You begin to understand the root of your reactions, and this awareness gives you the power to choose differently. The Zen practice of mindfulness teaches us that everything, no matter how small or insignificant it seems, can be an opportunity to practice presence. Whether you are washing dishes, walking in nature, or sitting in silence, every moment holds the potential to be a moment of awakening. The key is to be fully engaged, to bring your complete attention to whatever you are doing. This is the essence of mindfulness. When you practice mindfulness, you start to break free from the endless stream of thoughts that normally control your mind. The thoughts that pull you in all directions, the worries about the past and the future, they lose their grip on you. Instead, you become anchored in the present, where true peace and clarity exist. It is in this stillness that the hero within you emerges, not because you've changed your circumstances, but because you've changed the way you see them. To cultivate mindfulness, start with the breath. The breath is always with you, always present. It is the most immediate way to bring your attention back to the present moment. Close your eyes, take a deep breath, and notice the sensation of the air entering and leaving your body. Let your breath be a reminder that you are here, right now, alive. With each breath, you ground yourself in the present, and with each breath, you become more aware of the world around you. But mindfulness is not just about sitting quietly. It's about bringing this awareness into every part of your life. When you eat, notice the taste, the texture, the aroma of the food. When you talk to someone, listen with your full attention. When you walk, feel the ground beneath your feet, the air on your skin. This simple practice of bringing full attention to what you are doing can transform even the most mundane moments into acts of profound mindfulness. One of the greatest benefits of mindfulness is its ability to help you manage your emotions. Often, our emotions arise from unconscious patterns, habits that we've developed over time without even realizing it. Mindfulness brings these patterns into the light. When you are mindful, you begin to recognize the early signs of an emotion before it takes over. Perhaps you notice a tightness in your chest, a flutter in your stomach, or a tension in your jaw. These are the signals that an emotion is rising. When you are aware of these signals, you can pause, breathe, and choose how to respond. For example, let's say you feel anger rising inside you. Without mindfulness, this anger might explode uncontrollably, causing harm to others or to yourself. But with mindfulness, you can catch the emotion early, acknowledge it, and choose a different path. You might choose to speak calmly, to step away and breathe, or to reflect on what is truly causing the anger. In this way, mindfulness gives you the power to master your emotions, rather than letting them control you. Mindfulness also helps us deal with pain, both physical and emotional. When we are mindful, we stop fighting the pain. We stop resisting it, which only makes it worse. Instead, we bring our full awareness to the sensation itself. We breathe through it, observe it, and allow it to be. This doesn't mean the pain disappears, but it transforms. It no longer has the power to control us. We learn that pain, like everything else, is temporary, and it too will pass. As you cultivate mindfulness, you will notice that your mind becomes quieter, more peaceful. The endless chatter of worries, fears, and distractions begins to fade, and in its place, there is a profound sense of stillness. It is in this stillness that you find your true strength. Like a calm lake reflecting the sky, your mind becomes a clear mirror of reality. You see things as they are, not as you wish them to be, and in this clarity, you find your inner hero. But mindfulness is not just about finding peace. It's also about awakening to your true potential. When you are mindful, you begin to see the beauty and the power in the present moment. You realize that everything you need to be the hero of your own life is right here, right now. You don't have to wait for a perfect moment or a perfect set of circumstances. You can start where you are, with what you have. And this is the core teaching of Buddhism. Life is not about escaping from suffering, but about seeing and understanding it fully. Mindfulness helps you do this. It helps you face your fears, your pain, your struggles, not as obstacles, but as teachers. Every challenge, every difficulty is an opportunity for growth. And through mindfulness, you can transform these challenges into the very fuel that powers your journey toward becoming your own hero. The more you practice mindfulness, the more you realize that you are never truly alone. You are always connected to the present moment, and through that connection, to everything around you. This awareness creates a sense of peace, a sense of wholeness. It's the realization that you are part of a much larger picture, and within that picture, you have a vital role to play. You are the hero, not because you are perfect, but because you have awakened to the truth of who you are. To be your own hero, you must first be willing to show up for yourself, to be present with yourself. This is the essence of mindfulness, to show up, to be aware, to fully experience your life as it is. In doing so, you unlock the door to your true power and potential. The hero within you is not someone who avoids life's challenges, but someone who faces them with awareness, compassion, and strength. And it all begins with mindfulness, the role of compassion and inner strength. In the quiet moments of life, when everything stills around you, there is one force that stands above all else: compassion. It is easy to overlook, thinking that strength comes only from hard work, determination, or even defiance. Yet, true strength lies not in resisting life's challenges, but in meeting them with a heart full of compassion. Compassion for yourself and others. Compassion is often misunderstood. Many believe that to be strong, one must be tough, unfeeling, and unmoved by the world around them. But in truth, compassion is the deepest form of inner strength. It is not a sign of weakness. It is a powerful, unwavering energy that connects us to the very essence of our being and to those around us. Compassion allows us to face difficulties with grace, to rise after we fall, and to forgive ourselves and others in the process. When you cultivate compassion, you begin to see life through different eyes. It's no longer about judging every mistake, every failure, every wrong turn you make. Instead, it's about understanding. It's about seeing that each misstep is an opportunity to learn, and every hardship is a chance to grow. This understanding leads to a deep peace, because it frees you from the burden of self-criticism. You realize that you are not perfect, and that's okay. It's all part of the journey. In Buddhism, compassion is not just an emotion, but a practice. It is something that requires effort, just like any other skill. But as you practice, it becomes more natural. You start to see that you are not alone in your struggles. Every person you meet is carrying their own burdens, facing their own battles. And just as you offer compassion to others, you must offer it to yourself. Think of it this way. If you were to treat yourself as you would a dear friend, with patience, kindness, and understanding, how would your life change? Would you still be so harsh on yourself every time you stumble? Would you berate yourself for not being perfect, for not meeting every expectation? Compassion means that when you fall, you get back up, not with shame, but with love. Love for yourself, love for the lesson, and love for the strength you discover within you. To be your own hero, you must first learn to love yourself unconditionally. This is the foundation of true strength. Without compassion, all the resilience in the world is just a hollow shell. Compassion fills that shell with warmth, with meaning, and with purpose. It is what gives your life depth, making every victory sweeter and every challenge more bearable. This compassion also extends to others. When you act from a place of compassion, you are not only helping yourself grow, but you are also helping the world around you heal. You no longer see others as competitors or obstacles, but as fellow travelers on this shared journey. This shift in perspective makes all the difference. It turns every encounter into an opportunity to practice love, understanding, and kindness. And in doing so, you cultivate a network of support, of shared strength, that helps you navigate even the hardest of times. Think of a time when someone showed you compassion. Maybe it was a simple act of kindness, someone offering a listening ear, a gentle word of encouragement, or even just their presence when you needed it most. That moment of compassion likely stayed with you, reminding you that you are not alone, and that even in your darkest hours, there is light to be found. Now, imagine if you could offer that same kind of compassion to yourself every day. How much stronger would you be? How much more resilient would you become in the face of hardship? Compassion is not about avoiding pain or difficulty. It is about approaching those moments with an open heart, without judgment, and with the understanding that every experience is part of your growth. When we talk about being your own hero, we are not referring to someone who is invincible, someone who never falls or stumbles. No. A true hero is someone who faces their flaws with courage and their struggles with compassion. A hero knows that it's okay to hurt, to be vulnerable, and to feel pain. But a hero also knows that these moments do not define them. What defines them is how they respond, how they learn, and how they continue to move forward with love in their heart, even when the world seems harsh. Compassion is the strength that allows you to let go of anger and resentment. It frees you from the grip of negativity that holds you back from growing and evolving. When you are compassionate, you see beyond the surface, beyond the mistakes and failures. You understand that everyone is doing their best, given the circumstances they are in, and that includes you. As you go through life, you will inevitably encounter people who challenge you. Some may hurt you, disappoint you, or frustrate you. It is easy to respond with anger, bitterness, or even indifference. But these reactions only drain your energy and rob you of your peace. Compassion, on the other hand, allows you to release these negative feelings and approach each situation with understanding. You do not condone harmful behavior, but you choose to rise above it with grace and kindness, both to others and to yourself. This doesn't mean you let people walk over you or tolerate disrespect. Compassion doesn't mean being a doormat. It means knowing when to stand firm and when to let go. It means setting boundaries from a place of love, not fear. It means forgiving, not because others deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Holding on to anger only hurts you. It keeps you tethered to the past, unable to move forward. Compassion allows you to let go, to forgive, and to reclaim your power. In Buddhism, compassion is seen as a path to enlightenment. It is not a passive emotion, but an active force that transforms everything it touches. When you cultivate compassion, you not only heal yourself, but you contribute to the healing of the world. Compassion is contagious. It spreads, it grows, and it changes everything in its wake. Just as a single candle can light 1,000 others, a single act of compassion can ripple out, touching countless lives. The more you practice compassion, the more you realize that there is no separation between you and others. We are all interconnected, all part of the same vast, intricate web of life. When you understand this, you cannot help but act with kindness, for you see that every act of compassion towards another is also an act of compassion towards yourself. Being your own hero requires compassion. It requires the courage to face your fears, your flaws, and your failures with love. It requires the strength to be kind to yourself when the world tells you that you are not enough. It requires the wisdom to understand that true power comes from a heart that is open, a heart that is willing to embrace all of life, both the beauty and the pain. In this journey of becoming your own hero, remember this: you are not alone. You are part of a larger story, a shared experience. And by practicing compassion, you become the hero not just of your own life, but of the lives of those you encounter. Compassion is the secret to lasting strength. It is the key to becoming the best version of yourself, to rising above everything, and to living a life that is not only heroic, but full of love, transforming obstacles into opportunities. Imagine you are walking through a dense forest. The trees are thick, the path is unclear, and every step seems to take you further from where you want to go. It's easy to feel lost, overwhelmed, and even hopeless. Yet, deep within this forest, hidden beneath the shadows, lies a beauty you cannot yet see. It is in this very challenge, this seeming obstacle, that your greatest opportunity lies. The same is true in life. Every difficulty, every moment of struggle, holds the seed of transformation. In Buddhism, we are taught that life is filled with suffering, but suffering is not to be feared or avoided. It is through facing suffering that we truly begin to grow. When you confront an obstacle, you have the chance to transform it, not just by overcoming it, but by embracing it. The obstacle itself becomes your teacher, showing you the depths of your own strength and wisdom. Think about it. When you face a problem, how often do you focus on the frustration it brings, the inconvenience, the pain? This is natural. But what if, instead of seeing the problem as something to escape, you saw it as something to learn from? What if the hardship you face is not a wall to stop you, but a door leading to something better? In Buddhist teachings, there is the concept of dukkha, suffering or dissatisfaction. But Buddha also teaches that there is a path to overcome this suffering, and it is not by running away from it, but by understanding it. The idea is not to resist the challenge, but to accept it fully and allow it to shape you. When you do this, the obstacles no longer feel like burdens. They become opportunities for growth, self-discovery, and enlightenment. Let's take the example of a piece of bamboo. Bamboo grows in the toughest conditions, often pushing through rocky soil and harsh environments. But instead of breaking, it bends and adapts. It remains flexible, strong, and rooted. This is how you must be. The more challenges you face, the stronger and more resilient you become. Instead of resisting the hardships that life throws at you, you learn to bend, to adjust, to adapt. In doing so, you find your inner strength, the same way bamboo finds its strength in the harshest conditions. Obstacles can teach you the importance of patience. In a world that demands instant results, patience often feels like a foreign concept. But growth takes time. Just as a seed does not grow into a tree overnight, you too must allow yourself time to grow through your challenges. The discomfort you feel in the process is not a sign that something is wrong. It is simply the natural unfolding of your potential. Patience helps you see beyond the immediate struggle and recognize the long-term benefits that will come from overcoming it. One of the greatest teachings in Buddhism is the idea of non-attachment. This doesn't mean you don't care about things. It means you don't cling to them in such a way that they define you. When faced with obstacles, we often cling to the idea that things should be easy, that we should be able to control everything. But this only leads to frustration. By practicing non-attachment, you release the need for things to be exactly the way you think they should be. You allow life to flow as it is, without judgment, without resistance. And in that flow, you find the freedom to face any challenge with grace and ease. A clear example of this can be found in the way a river flows around rocks. The rocks do not stop the water. The water does not fight the rocks. It simply flows around them, moving forward with persistence and resilience. You too can face your obstacles in this way. You may not be able to control everything that happens to you, but you can control how you respond. Instead of letting obstacles defeat you, you can learn to flow around them, find new ways to move forward, and use every setback as an opportunity to rise higher. It's important to remember that the greatest heroes in history didn't live perfect lives. They didn't avoid obstacles. They faced them head-on. What made them heroes wasn't the absence of difficulties, but their ability to transform those difficulties into opportunities for growth. The same is true for you. The moments that seem the hardest, the moments when you feel like giving up, are the moments that will shape you into the person you are meant to become. When you change your perspective on obstacles, you change your entire experience of life. Instead of seeing life as a series of problems to solve, you begin to see it as a series of opportunities to learn, grow, and become more deeply connected to your true self. Every obstacle you face is an invitation to look deeper, to become more present, and to awaken to the power within you. As you continue on your path, remember that obstacles are not here to stop you. They are here to teach you. When you embrace them, you begin to realize that the hero you've been waiting for is not someone else. The hero is you, and you have the power to turn every obstacle into an opportunity for greatness. When you learn to look at life's challenges with this mindset, you open yourself up to a world of possibility. You discover that everything you need to succeed is already within you, and that no matter how difficult the journey may seem, you are always moving forward. The true meaning of being your own hero is not about avoiding struggles. It's about having the courage to face them, the wisdom to learn from them, and the strength to turn them into the stepping stones of your life. Just as a sculptor chisels away at a block of stone to reveal the statue hidden inside, you, too, can use your challenges to shape yourself into the person you were always meant to be. So, the next time you face an obstacle, ask yourself, what is this challenge here to teach me? Don't see it as a burden. See it as an opportunity to grow, to become stronger, and to move closer to the hero you are destined to be. And remember, with each challenge you face, you are not defeated. You are transformed, mastering emotional resilience. In the dance of life, emotions rise and fall like waves in the ocean. Sometimes they are gentle and calm. Other times, they are fierce and overwhelming. But remember, just as the ocean is vast and deep, so too are your emotions. They may rise, but they will also fall. It is not the waves that define the ocean, but the depth beneath them. Similarly, it is not your emotions that define you, but your ability to stay grounded in the midst of them. Emotional resilience is the quiet strength that allows you to face life's challenges with clarity and peace. It's not about suppressing your emotions or pretending that everything is fine when it isn't. No, it's about acknowledging your emotions, feeling them fully, and yet choosing not to let them control you. This is the path of emotional resilience, and it is a path that every Zen master knows well. In Buddhism, we are taught to observe our emotions without attachment. Just as a cloud passes through the sky, emotions too come and go. They are fleeting. If you resist them, they grow stronger, like trying to hold on to a gust of wind. But if you simply observe them, without judgment or fear, they will pass, leaving no trace behind. This is the power of mindfulness. When you begin to practice mindfulness, you create space between your thoughts, your feelings, and your actions. In that space, there is freedom. There is freedom to choose your response, rather than reacting impulsively. When emotions arise, whether they are feelings of anger, sadness, or frustration, you do not have to act on them immediately. You can pause. You can breathe. You can simply observe the emotion, letting it be without judgment. Imagine, for a moment, that you are standing by a river. The river is fast-moving and filled with debris. Your emotions are like the water, sometimes turbulent, sometimes calm, but you are standing on the riverbank, observing the water without being swept away by it. You do not jump into the current, for you know that doing so would only drag you further from your peace. Instead, you stay rooted, watching the water flow by, knowing that it will eventually settle. This is the practice of emotional resilience. It is not about avoiding the current of emotions, but about standing firm, knowing that the water will calm, and you will remain unmoved. The key to mastering emotional resilience is learning to let go. When you hold on to anger, resentment, or fear, you are allowing those emotions to control you. But when you let go, when you release them, you are free. Letting go does not mean you suppress your feelings or deny them. It simply means you stop identifying with them. You stop believing that you are your emotions. You are the one who feels them, but you are not them. This realization is liberating. It allows you to live without being held hostage by your feelings. There will always be situations in life that stir your emotions. Someone may say something hurtful. A challenge may arise that shakes your confidence. But remember this, emotional resilience is not about avoiding these situations. It's about how you respond to them. Can you respond with wisdom, with patience, with kindness? Can you remain calm in the storm, knowing that it too shall pass? The Buddha taught that suffering is a part of life, but it is not the suffering itself that causes us pain. It is our attachment to it. When we become attached to our emotions, we suffer. But when we learn to let go of that attachment, we find peace. This is the essence of emotional resilience. It is the ability to experience emotions fully, but without clinging to them. One of the most powerful tools for developing emotional resilience is meditation. Through meditation, you learn to calm the mind and observe your thoughts and feelings without becoming entangled in them. As you meditate, you begin to see that your thoughts and emotions are like clouds in the sky, temporary and ever-changing. They come and go, but the sky remains. With regular practice, you begin to cultivate a sense of inner peace. This peace is not dependent on external circumstances. It is a deep, unshakable peace that comes from within. When you are at peace with yourself, you are no longer at the mercy of your emotions. You can face any storm with a steady heart, knowing that you have the strength to endure. Another important aspect of emotional resilience is self-compassion. We are often our own harshest critics. When we make mistakes or face difficulties, we tend to beat ourselves up, thinking that we are weak or incapable. But this only deepens our suffering. Instead, treat yourself with kindness and understanding. Recognize that you are human, and that it is okay to feel vulnerable, to struggle, to fall. Just as you would offer compassion to a friend who is hurting, offer the same compassion to yourself. Embrace your imperfections and know that they do not define you. You are not your mistakes. You are not your failures. You are the one who learns from them, grows from them, and moves forward with greater wisdom and strength. As you develop emotional resilience, you will also notice that your relationships with others begin to change. When you are able to stay calm and centered in the face of your own emotions, you become more compassionate toward others. You can listen without judgment, speak without anger, and offer help without expectation. This is the true meaning of emotional resilience. Not only being able to navigate your own emotions, but also being a source of support and peace for others. The journey of emotional resilience is not a straight path. There will be times when you stumble, when your emotions overwhelm you, when you lose your balance. But this is okay. Each time you fall, you learn something new. Each time you rise, you grow stronger. And with each step, you become more connected to the hero within you. Remember, emotional resilience is not something you achieve overnight. It is a practice, a lifelong journey. But with each breath, with each moment of mindfulness, you are strengthening your ability to face whatever comes your way with grace and strength. The power to master your emotions is within you, waiting to be awakened. So, the next time you feel overwhelmed by your emotions, take a deep breath, pause, observe, let go, and know that you are capable of handling whatever life presents to you. The hero within you is always there, waiting to guide you through the storm, to remind you of your strength, and to help you rise above. Breaking free from limiting beliefs. In this world, there is a truth as old as time. The mind is powerful. It can build or destroy, create or limit. But what if the beliefs you hold about yourself are the very chains that bind you? What if everything you thought was impossible was merely a reflection of your own doubts and fears? We often carry beliefs that were formed long ago. These beliefs shape the way we see ourselves and the world around us. They become the lens through which we view everything, our actions, our potential, our worth. But here's the catch. Most of these beliefs are not truths. They are stories we've told ourselves over time, and if they don't serve us, they hold us back. Imagine this. You were once a child, full of wonder and possibility. You looked at the world with fresh eyes, eager to explore and learn. But somewhere along the way, you picked up ideas that said, "You are not good enough. You can't do that. You're not strong enough to succeed." These ideas, formed over time, started to take root in your mind. Slowly, you began to believe them, and the more you believed them, the more you lived according to them. But this is where the path to becoming your own hero begins. Just like a tree shedding its old leaves in the fall, you too can shed the limiting beliefs that no longer serve you. The very beliefs that kept you small, that kept you from living a full and vibrant life, can be let go of. And in their place, you can plant seeds of possibility, growth, and freedom. You see, limiting beliefs are often born from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of the unknown. But fear, like any storm, will pass. And when it does, the truth remains. You are capable of so much more than you've been led to believe. There is an incredible power inside you, waiting to be unlocked. You are not confined by your past mistakes, your perceived weaknesses, or the doubts others have placed upon you. You are free to create, to grow, and to live your life with purpose and intention. Buddhism teaches us that our minds are like a garden. And just as a gardener tends to their plants, we must tend to our minds. When we allow weeds of negativity and limitation to grow unchecked, they can choke out the beautiful flowers of our potential. But when we choose to focus on positive, empowering beliefs, we nurture the seeds of success and fulfillment. So how do we begin to break free from these limiting beliefs? The first step is awareness. You must become aware of the thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back. Pay attention to the stories you tell yourself. What do you believe about your abilities? About your worth? About what's possible for you? Is there a voice inside that constantly tells you that you can't do something? Or that you're not enough? Once you begin to notice these limiting beliefs, you can begin to challenge them. Ask yourself, is this belief true? Who told me this? Is this belief helping me grow, or is it keeping me stuck? Often, you'll find that these beliefs are not truths at all. They are just thoughts that have taken root in your mind, without any real basis. The second step is to replace these beliefs with more empowering ones. If you've believed for years that you're not good enough, replace that belief with a new one. I am enough. I am worthy of success, love, and happiness. If you've thought that you can't achieve your dreams, tell yourself, I have the strength and determination to make my dreams a reality. With each new belief, you plant a seed of possibility in your mind. But changing beliefs is not a one-time event. It is a daily practice. Just as a tree does not grow overnight, neither do new beliefs take root immediately. You must water them, nurture them, and allow them to grow over time. When old, limiting thoughts arise, you must replace them with your new, empowering beliefs. Over time, these new beliefs will become your truth. They will become the foundation on which you build your life. The key to breaking free from limiting beliefs is patience. Be patient with yourself as you shift your mindset. Understand that change takes time, but with each small step, you are creating a new reality for yourself. You are breaking the chains that once held you back and stepping into the freedom that is rightfully yours. Remember, you are not defined by your past. You are not bound by the beliefs others have imposed on you. You are not limited by the story you've told yourself. You are a hero in the making, and the only thing standing in your way is the belief that you cannot be. Let go of the doubts, let go of the fears, and let yourself soar. Buddhism offers us a powerful teaching that all things are impermanent. This includes our beliefs. Just as the seasons change, so too can the beliefs that no longer serve us. When we open our minds to new possibilities, when we let go of the limiting beliefs that bind us, we make room for growth, transformation, and freedom. Breaking free from limiting beliefs is not just about thinking positive thoughts. It's about recognizing that you have the power to change your mind, to rewrite your story, and to create the life you desire. It's about seeing yourself not as a victim of your circumstances, but as the creator of your destiny. So take a deep breath. Let go of the beliefs that have held you back. Embrace the limitless potential within you, and step forward into the life you were always meant to live. The journey to becoming your own hero starts with the belief that you are worthy of greatness.